A lot of people think AI music channels are easy money right now. You generate a song using Suno AI, upload it to YouTube, wait for views, then apply for monetization. That's exactly where creators keep getting rejected. And the reason is not because AI music is banned. The real problem is how people are using it. So in this video, I'm going to break down the biggest mistakes AI music creators are making, why channels are getting rejected from the YouTube Partner Program, and what you actually need to do if you want to monetize this type of content safely. First, let's clear up the biggest misunderstanding. When you visit Suno AI, it clearly says paid users can use their music commercially. So naturally, a lot of creators think, if I pay for Suno, I can upload the music and monetize it on YouTube. And legally, yes, you do have commercial rights, but YouTube monetization is a completely different system. Just because you legally can use the music does not mean YouTube will approve your channel. And this is where most people get confused. YouTube mainly cares about whether your content adds enough original human value. If your channel looks automated, repetitive, or mass-produced, your monetization application can get rejected, even if you legally own every single file. That's why AI music channels are much harder to monetize than most people think. And it usually comes down to 5 specific problems. The first is inauthentic content. If you type a prompt into Suno, generate a song, download it and upload it directly to YouTube, that's considered very low-effort AI content. Doesn't matter if the prompt was original. Doesn't matter if nobody else has the exact same song. The final product still came mostly from AI with very little human creativity added. And that's exactly the kind of content YouTube is paying much closer attention to right now. And even if you avoid that mistake entirely, even if you put real thought into every prompt, there's a second problem that still catches channels off guard, including ones that look totally fine on the surface. It's called the reuse and repetitive content. And this one hits lo-fi channel, sleep music channels, meditation channels, and study music channels the hardest. Here's how it plays out. Suno generates a 20-minute track that sounds fine at first, but sleep music videos are usually 8 hours long. Study music videos are often 2 or 3 hours. So what do most creators do? They loop the same music over and over until the video is long enough. Here's the catch. A 10-minute song repeated for 8 hours can look repetitive and mass-produced to YouTube. Some creators go even further and stitch together multiple AI tracks with almost no editing at all, which triggers the same problem. Final video still feels automated and low effort. Looping music is not directly against YouTube's rules, but if most of your content looks repetitive, monetization reviews becomes much riskier. Safer channels create longer original composition and keep looping to a minimum. So let's say you have handled both of those. Content feels original, you are not looping the same track for 8 hours straight. There is still a third problem that can blindside you months after you have already uploaded: copyright and content ID. If you ask Suno to sound like a famous artist, use copyrighted lyrics, or imitate existing songs too closely, your music can get flagged. You might get copyright claims, demonetization, block videos, or take down notices. And even if everything looks fine at upload, problems can still appear much later. The fix to this is straightforward. Write your own original lyrics, develop your own themes, and avoid copying existing artists directly. Now here's one that a lot of people panic about unnecessarily, but also misunderstand in a completely different way. That is AI disclosure. YouTube now requires creators to disclose content that is heavily altered or generated using AI in certain situations. So if your music or visuals are heavily AI generated, you need to label them inside YouTube Studio. Some creators think checking that box automatically kills their monetization chances. It doesn't actually. The disclosure itself is not the problem. The real problem is when the content already looks low effort on top of being AI generated. If your channel already has reused content issues, repetitive uploads, and very little human editing, the AI label just makes those problems more visible during review. Then there's a fifth issue that doesn't get talked about enough. Not because it gets your channel rejected, but because it quietly affects how much money you actually make. Advertiser friendliness. Music channels can get monetized, but they typically earn less than other niches. Think about it. People listen to lo-fi music to relax, study, or sleep. If ads keep interrupting every few minutes, viewers leave fast. So most music channels avoid heavy mid-roll ads altogether. That means even if your channel gets approved, the income can still be lower than you expected going in. Okay, so after all that, you might be thinking, wait, I've seen AI music channels that are monetized, so what are they doing differently? Here's where it gets Interesting. There's a channel called New Soul that is monetized on YouTube. What they do is remake famous songs into jazz or slow soulful version. And this confuses a lot of beginners because this channel seems to use fake artist voice clones, yet they are still monetized. If you're hoping to turn an AI music channel into a source of extra income or even replace your 9 to 5 eventually, don't skip this part. So at first glance, it looks like easy money. AI voice, AI music, views rolling in. But here's the problem. Many of these channels do not fully own the rights to the music they are using. The original lyrics still belongs to the original artist, and most of the time the revenue goes straight to the copyright owners, not the channel. On the New Soul channel, the creator openly states that all rights belong to the respective record labels and artists, and that any revenue generated goes to the rightful owners. The channel is monetized, but the person running it isn't keeping the money. And that's a massive difference that most beginners completely miss. Now, let's talk about why covering a song is different. If you're a singer and you upload a cover, yes, the copyright owners get a share, but you still receive some revenue because you performed it yourself, recorded your own vocals, and created your own video. That involves real effort and human creativity, which is why the value is not attributed entirely to the original songwriters. But if you use AI to rearrange an existing song while keeping the original lyrics without recording your own voice or adding real creative work, then all the revenue goes to the rightful owners. On top of that, many of these channels face strikes and takedowns down the road. So make sure you understand exactly where you're getting into before you invest your time here. If your goal is to actually build a monetized AI music channel, this next part is important. If you're using Suno, there are 4 things you should do to protect your channel and give yourself the best shot at getting approved. Step 1. Use a paid Suno subscription. Free plan songs are for non-commercial use only. If you generate music on the free plan, you can't legally monetize it later. But remember, having the legal right is just the first step. It doesn't automatically bypass YouTube's policy on its own. Step 2. Keep your music original. Avoid directly imitating famous artists. Stay away from copyrighted lyrics. Write your own lyrics, build your own teams, bring your own creative ideas into the project. The more original your work feels, the safer your channel becomes. Even when the music is generated by AI, contributing your own lyrics and creative direction gives you a real claim over those original elements. Step 3. Add meaningful human work. This is the most important one. Don't upload raw Suno output directly to YouTube. Import the music into editing software like Ableton or Logic Pro. Then rearrange sections. Add your own vocals, instruments, and change melodies. Make the final project feel like a real creative production, not a raw AI export. Here's why this matters beyond just YouTube's rules. In many countries, music created entirely by AI may not qualify for full copyright protection. But once a human significantly modifies the work, those new elements can be protected as derivative work. From YouTube's perspective, it also signals real creative effort, which generally helps during monetization review. Step 4. Disclose AI usage honestly. Even if you have significantly modified the track, rearranged section, added original vocals, brought in your own instrumentation, the core foundation composition is still partially AI generated, so you still need to disclose it when required. Now, a lot of people also ask about music distributors. Do you actually need one? It depends on what you're trying to build. Distributors are useful if you want wider reach and extra protection. They can place your songs on Spotify and Apple Music, help collect royalties, manage your metadata, and submit eligible tracks to YouTube's Content ID system. So if someone else uses your music in their video, you can claim or monetize it automatically. Without Content ID, you can still protect your work, but you'd have to find and report every infringing upload yourself. If your goal is simply to upload music videos to your own YouTube channel, you don't need a distributor at all. Upload directly and apply for monetization once you qualify. So here's a simple way to decide. Choose direct YouTube upload if this is a casual project. You mainly care about views on your own channel and you don't want to spend money on a distributor. If you want your music on Spotify and Apple Music, want Content ID protection and want to collect royalties from multiple platforms, then get a distributor. If you want music without making it yourself, one option is hiring freelance composers through platforms like Upwork. But be realistic about what's involved. Building a real music channel takes time, money, or usually both. YouTube requires at least 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours before you can even apply for a partner program. So you're going to need several videos and a real audience before any money comes in. And if you do hire someone, protect yourself properly. Don't assume paying someone means you automatically own the copyright. By default, the composer owns the copyright to what they create, even if you paid for it. Before any project starts, get a written agreement that clearly states the music was made specifically for you. You own all rights and the composer cannot resell or reuse the project for other clients. The legal term for this is work made for hire. Also, ask for the project files and stamps, not just the final MP3. And keep all communication inside the platform so you have written proof if a dispute comes up later. Here's something most videos in this space never bother to mention. You have sorted the music, but visuals matter just as much during your monetization review. A lot of creators only think about the audio side. But if you're reusing the same background image across every single upload, your channel starts looking repetitive and automated, even if the music itself is original. Some channels create their own custom visuals and include a clear disclaimer stating that the illustrations and music were made by them. That kind of transparency signals to YouTube that a real person puts real effort into the content. It helps your channel look original, builds a recognizable identity, and shows that what you are making isn't just a machine running on autopilot. So here's the bottom line. AI music is not banned on YouTube. Low-effort AI music content is the problem. If you use AI to assist your creativity, you can monetize successfully. But if your entire workflow looks like this, your channel will probably struggle when that review comes. And if you take just one thing away from this video, let it be this. Don't believe anyone who tells you AI music channels are fully passive income. Behind many successful music channels are real costs. A lot more goes into these channels than most beginners ever realize going in. I have a video about creating a lo-fi music channel, what it actually takes, the real cost, and what to prepare before you start. I'll link it for you right here.